I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Did you see the other day the president visited a factory and he declined to wear a mask even though there were signs on the walls asking everyone to do so? Jimmy Kimmel said, no, he did not. And I love that they didn't turn down the volume on the Guns N' Roses down even one notch for the president. I can think of no better metaphor for this presidency than Donald Trump not wearing a face mask to a face mask factory while the song Live and Let Die blares in the background. Colbert tags in. He says, well, of course you wouldn't want to wear a mask somewhere stupid like a hospital. Trump, I'll only wear a mask if it's a mask facility. Same way I only eat cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, and I only take a bath at Bed Bath & Beyond. During the week, Trump was on with ABC News and said he had decided to keep the task force in operation. He also said that he believed more American deaths would be possible as the country began to reopen, and that grieving families would be happy with the economic results. Jesus. Colbert says, that's colder than the caves of Pluto. Imagine that obituary. He is survived by 2 sons, a granddaughter, and a raging economy. He would have been rich if he wasn't dead. Rest in profits. Stephen Colbert said, I'm struck by how calm and casually he talks about the loss of life. It's like he's changed his re-election campaign from Keep America Great to Kill Americans Groovy. And Seth Meyers points out in that interview, Trump said that as states relax stay-at-home orders during the coronavirus pandemic, there may be more death because, quote, you won't be locked into an apartment or a house or whatever it is. Seth says, I know he's out of touch, but is it possible he doesn't even know what people live in? Some tweets from during the week. Larry the Cable Guy. Everyone is so paranoid when someone coughs now. I used to cough to cover up my farts. Now I fart to cover up my coughs. Sam Morrill said, if you walked a mile in Chris Christie's shoes, it would be the furthest those shoes have ever walked. Conan O'Brien, my first thought after seeing some recent footage of UFOs in our airspace was, guys, could you come back at a better time? Ron Funches said, since it worked with Reno 9/11, I'm going to try and put it out to the universe that I get to star in a Police Academy reboot. And Molly McInerney said, today the President of the United States called my husband a wacko last placer, and it didn't even come up at dinner. Eddie Izzard is your headliner in a fundraiser for Doctors Without Borders. 10 stand-ups from 8 nations will appear in the show on Thursday. It's a free gig raising money for Doctors Without Borders. I will do my best with the names of the other comedians. From India, Anuvab Hall. From Iceland, Ari Eldjorn. From Australia, Brody Snook. Conrad Koch represents South Africa. Dave Hill from the USA. Francesco De Carlo from Italy, Igor Mirson from Russia, Luca Capani from Italy, Sam Morrison from the USA, and host Schalk Bezundjut. I'm not being an asshole. I'm just not good at names. I apologize to Schalk, who I'm sure will be a great host, along with Eddie. All right, it'll be streamed on Comedia with a K, Comedia Live's YouTube channel. Comedia with a K, Comedia Live's YouTube channel. Thursday, May 14th at 8 o'clock. I'm sourcing Chortle here, which is a UK website, so my guess is 3 p.m. Eastern if you're listening in the States, but I'll let you know about that during the week. Variety says BJ Novak, you know him. He is Ryan on The Office, and if you pay attention to the credits on The Office, BJ wrote most of the awesomest episodes. He has landed a series order at FX for his half-hour anthology series. He says, thrilled, excited, humbled. These are the words in every press release, and I can't believe how much I actually mean them. Well played, BJ. This is my dream show, and FX is the dream place to make it. When I brought it to FX, I wondered if it went too far, and they told me, you can go further. I can't wait to get started. The Untitled series is described as using the issues of our times as a jumping-off point to tell character-driven stories about the world we live in today. It's an anthology show, so different cast every week. Looking forward to that because BJ Novak's awesome. Variety says Ron Howard and Funny or Die have teamed up on a pitch for the Motion Picture Television Fund. It's a 6-minute video. You'll find it online. It's titled, Ron Howard Digs Up a Very Strange Voicemail His Agent Left Him in 1983. The clip gets into the development of Splash following the success of Night Shift, which starred Michael Keaton, Henry Winkler, and Shelley Long. The agent tells Howard, if you're there, please pick up, because it can't wait. Shelley Long has passed on Splash. Shelley felt that Lowell and Babalu's take was too funny. She wanted the mermaid to be more of the sea monster she was in the origin story. The agent is the fictional Warren Klein, who has made repeated voicemail appearances on Funny or Die. He's described as the most powerful agent in Hollywood in the 1980s. He represented the biggest stars of the era. Presumed lost, the Warren Klein voicemail archive was discovered last year in a foreclosed storage unit in Brentwood, California. That all sounds like fun. I was thinking more about the Jerry Seinfeld special. I like it, but on the other hand, it was just okay. I was thinking about, it was like seeing a band a little past its prime. It's like going to see a Sting show now where you really want to see the Police. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, cool. Message in a Bottle would be a lot cooler if Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers were here and it were 30 years ago. So it's not bad, but it's like not awesome. Hope I'm saying that right. I also was watching Daniel Sloss's Jigsaw special. You'll find that on Netflix. I like that one a lot. Speaking of Jerry, he has won his court case about who has created Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The winner there is Jerry. And I read a review of Jerry's special yesterday. Here's another one from The Atlantic. David Sims, who I like a lot. He wrote, any effort to deviate from behavioral minutia falls flat. All right, let's change gears at this point, Seinfeld says halfway during the show. Those are the things I see in the outside world. Now I want to take you into Jerry's little world. Hearing that, I jolted up right on the sofa, ready for some serious comedic whiplash. Was I hearing things right? Was Jerry, whose interest in psychological self-examination on stage usually amounts to asking, what's the deal? Is he actually going to get real with us? Sims writes, nope. Seinfeld's version of perspective on his personal life amounts to a 25-minute ramble on the niggling difficulties that come with wedded life, what a pain it is to argue with one's spouse, and how marriage is two people trying to stay together without saying the words, I hate you. If Seinfeld has gritty personal details he wants to share with audiences, that's clearly going to have to wait for a future special. Perhaps it'd be one where he sits on a stool under a single spotlight, smokes cigarettes one after another, and growls his way through his personal shortcomings. But that would be quite a bizarro Jerry, if you will. That would be amazing. All right, since it's Sunday, let me remember to plug the show on Live by Live. So Live by Live or Live X Live is an app you can get for free, and you can listen to, music stations like apps have. There are comedy stations, which I program. You'll particularly like the Today's Comedy Station if you want to keep up on today's comics and hear some actual albums. And I host something called The Weekly Comedy Thing, which is sort of the forefather of what you're listening to on Daily Comedy News, where I riff some stories. I do a lot shorter than I do on this, and in between play the bits. So the Weekly Comedy Thing on Live by Live, check that out. In the meantime, subscribe on Apple Podcasts to this podcast or on Google Podcasts, or follow on Spotify. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Daily Comedy News. Thank you for listening. Tell a friend about the show, and I'll catch you tomorrow. We got a busy week. I got a lot of leftovers.